starting with the release. Would you guys like to talk a little bit about how you're releasing the game?
PS2 時代からやってるシリーズですけど、今回のワールドでいろんな初めてできることがあったん
Translation's happening.
ですけど、どういうことがあるんですか？
そうですね。今回この PS4 ということで、できることもすごくいっぱい増えましたので、もう一回モンスターハンター自体も見直してですね、よりこのフィールド、まずですね、一つ特徴的なのは、今までクエストに行ったらフィールド間のロードっていうのが、エリアでロードっていうのがあったんですけど、今回もないです。フィールドに行くと全部のロードがない、フィールドで遊ぶことができます。
Yeah, coming to PlayStation 4 now for the first time with Monster Hunter, there's all kinds of things we couldn't do before. One thing, for example, is we now have this very open map. Beforehand, in the recent titles, you've had little segmented areas.
It would load up.
Yeah, you have loading transitions. Right. Now there's no loading screens. Totally seamless, transition-free area.
That's great.
So, that's what we really do with the power available to us now.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
あとはすごくやっぱりAI ですね、モンスターの AI 感覚っていうのがより増したと思います。
We've also got a really great sense of a living, breathing world with the power available because the monsters all have this really intelligent AI. And they all have their own kind of desires and interactions. And as a hunter, you're jumping into this world that's kind of going on around you. And you can use their interactions and the way they work with and against each other to your advantage in the hunt as well.
All right, speaking on that note, using the environment and whatnot, I noticed there was a stealth sequence. And that's something that's never been in Monster Hunter before. So is that going to be something that we can do throughout the entire game? Can we just sneak around before we hunt monsters?
PB の方にはステルス要素があったんですけど、これはゲームを通してずっとステルス状態とか使えるんですか？
はい、あれはですね、ちょっとね、特殊なスキルみたいな感じになってまして、あれを身につけることによって、一定時間、ちょっとステルス状態になったりとか、逆に、モンスターが自分に向かっていくようなスーツっていうのもありますので、モンスターをある一定のところにおびき寄せたい時とかでも使えるスーツとかもあります。はい。
We have these new kind of suit items. They're like mantles. So the one you saw in the trailer is called the ghillie mantle.
Right here,
and,
yeah.
As you
like this one, yeah.
It lets you go into a little bit of a stealth mode. There is a cooldown on it. You can't just have it on all the time.
Okay, gotcha, good.
Find the right opportunity and hide from monsters. But we've also got the opposite. We've got one that lets you lure monsters towards you. So you've got different options available to you for the strategy and the hunt this time around.
And multiplayer is so important to Monster Hunter. I mean, how are you guys approaching multiplayer this time around?
モンハンの大きな要素はマルチプレイですけど、今回どういう仕様になるんですか？
はい、今回もですね、このクエストにはですね、最大4人まで行くことが可能になってて、もちろん、クエストに行くときに4人で一緒に行ってもいいですし、今までモンスターハンターにはなかった途中参加というのも可能になってますんで、1人で遊んでる時も他のメンバーが入ってきたりもできますし、ちょっと救難信号みたいなのも出すことができますんで、自ら助けてくれみたいな信号も出すことができます。
Of course, Monster Hunters previously had this 4-player multiplayer system, so you can meet up with your friends and go into your hub and then choose a quest and go out together. But for the first time, we've got drop-in multiplayer. So say you're out on a quest and you're getting into trouble with the monster, you can shoot up an SOS flare, get your buddies to join in through the quest and get them to help you take him down. So
and we saw that in the trailer.
Yeah. That is so great. But with that being said, are we still going to have our hunter lounges? Because I really like being able to meet my friends beforehand. So we're still going to be able to start and go straight in, correct?
それでも集会場みたいなところで集まってクエストに出かけることも可能なんですね。
もちろんです、もちろんです。はい。
Of course.
Awesome. Just making sure.
You needed to know.
You gotta have that element. You gotta have that element. All right, cool. Speaking of multiplayer, I'm hearing for the first time you guys are actually going to be joining the servers, right? Could you talk a little bit more about that?
今回初めてサーバーが一緒になってて、世界中の人が遊べるんですって。
はい。そうですね。今回初めて発売タイミングっていうのも今まで結構日本版が発売してちょっと遅れてやっぱり海外版とかっていうことも多かったんですけど、今回基本同タイミング同時期での発売っていうのをワールドワイドで目指してますので、サーバーの方も一つでワールドワイドでも遊ぶことを可能にしてます。
Yeah, this is part of the world concept is that for the first time ever, the Japanese and Western servers are all merged into one, so people from around the world can play online together. Not only that, but we're also aiming for the first ever simultaneous launch window for a Monster Hunter game. So in the past, we tended to release the Japanese version, then there's been at least, you know, a couple of months in between the releases, but we're going to get it out at about the same time, the same window, so you guys can play together as quickly as possible.
That is so excellent. That is so excellent. Ryan, do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I
man?
just want any other tweaks to the combat system or things that you guys really wanted to do for World that you haven't done before.
まあ今回初めてできるようになったアクションの調整とかハンティングアクションの新しい要素とかは何かありますか？
はい、まずですね、やっぱり基本になってくるところはアクションです。アクションは、今まであった武器種の14種武器種全部入ってます。何か減ってるとかはまずないですと。
Well, first of all, just to reassure people who've played the series before that all 14 weapons from the series are in. So
nice.
We know that the hunting action is the core gameplay of the series, and we're not going to be removing anything. You know, we're building up on the same base that you guys know from the previous titles.
あとは今回で初めてですけど、サブツールとしてここにちょっとつけてるんですけど、スリンガーというものがあって、それでまあいろいろ使えたりするんですけど、今ちょっと使ってますけど、ある一定の場所にロープを引っ掛けて移動したりとか、できますし、そのフィールドで拾った例えば石とかですね、それを詰めて飛ばしたりすることが可能になります。
You also have this new item called the slinger. You can see it in some of the video footage we're seeing, but it lets you hook onto certain parts of the environment and move around that way. But you can also pick up like rocks off the ground, put them inside, and then use it to shoot the rocks out and make it a strategic element of, you know, distraction. So there's additional gameplay elements that had never been featured before.
Awesome. And of course, we got a shout out to the cooking meat on a spit. Best part.
Hello everyone, and welcome to an early look at Monster Hunter World coming to PlayStation 4 early 2018 with PC to follow. Today we have a special look at gameplay for you, so let's jump right in.
A monster that's been giving the Research Commission a lot of headaches has shown up again. We don't know exactly what the monster looks like, only that it sent dozens of hunters back in bad shape. So let's get right to it. Open up your map. This here is our current location. What we do know is that it marks its territory with a sticky mucus to keep trespassers out. I want you to head to this area and look for that mucus-like substance. Got it? Alrighty, partner. It's monster hunting time. Oh, one more thing. You're being timed. Good luck.
In Monster Hunter World, you take on the role of a hunter in a lively ecosystem. A key part of hunting monsters is tracking down your prey, and to assist with that, every hunter is equipped with scout fly that track monsters' scent from clues such as these footprints.
The scout flies are responding to the monster's trail. Go get a closer look. Great! The scout flies have locked onto the scent of the monster. Be on the lookout for more tracks or traces. That's not our target. We gotta stay focused on what's important.
This here is the Great Jagras, a monster that can swallow its prey whole, almost doubling its size. It is not our main target, however, but it's conveniently heading in the same direction that our scout flies have been leading us, so let's follow it and see what it does.
This should work as slinger ammo. You can use it to hit things that are far away.
Turns out it went to regurgitate some of that meal to feed its young. Monster Hunter World introduces monsters that can see and smell and hear you, so engaging in stealth is a sure way of getting the upper hand.
If you're clever, you can use the slinger to distract monsters.
These small Jagras are always on high alert, so a hunter is using sound to distract them so we can move on to continue tracking our main target.
The scout flies have picked up the monster's trail. Follow the green light they leave behind.
You can also track additional monsters, materials, and environmental utilities. We can see now the scoutfly formation is way more dense, indicating we have a pretty good grasp of the monster's trail.
If you follow the scout flies to your target, you'll locate it in no time.
To shoot red pits, which create noise and attract the monster's attention.
Don't forget, you can guard too. The scout flies will hide once the fight breaks out. Don't forget that. Hey, these shrubs look like the perfect place to hide. You can use jump attacks to mount monsters.
Monster Hunter World introduces new environmental hazards, allowing you to use the landscape to trap and mount your prey.
Well worth it.
Red Pit and Scatternut are just some of the ammo types available for your slinger, and each ammo type comes with a unique set of properties.
You can use jump attacks to mount monsters. The monster is on the move. Use the scout flies as a guide as you go after it.
can also lure the monster to destroy parts of the environment that open up new paths. And in this case, we now see some flash flies that, when struck, will create a dizzying flash of light to stun the monster.
Oh boy, that monster's really mad now. Be ready for some vicious attacks.
Now that the monster is enraged, it becomes more aggressive and will chase the hunter incessantly. You can actually use this to your advantage and lure it to another area of the map with more environmental traps. In this part of the map, we can see a rock formation hanging on by some vines. Using the slinger's versatility allows the hunter to paralyze the Anjanath and then cause the rocks to fall on the monster, causing massive damage. Every hunter is also equipped with a grappling hook, which can be used to quickly gain higher ground.
You've mounted the monster. Now's your chance to topple it.
And if you're mounting a monster and it knocks you off, you can use that grappling hook to get right back on the saddle. Body damage and scarring are your primary indicators of damage dealt on the monster. You can even sever off the tail of some species. Uh-oh, the Great Jagras has appeared once again, and it looks like the Anjanath is not a fan of the competition. Large monsters get very territorial at times. Depending on their temperament, they will either fight or flee. This time, the Anjanath chooses to avoid the encounter with the Great Jagras. Hunters can also don different types of mantles, each with their own inherent abilities. The Challenger mantle seen here is a great tool to attract the monster's attention and lure it to another strategic location. As you can see, the living, breathing ecosystem in Monster Hunter World features its own hierarchy of predators and prey.
Look, the monster's almost done for. Chances are it'll retreat to its nest to recuperate.
Limping is one of the key tells of a monster approaching its last breath. As the Anjanath runs away to recover from the hunter's onslaught, the hunter can take this opportunity to return back to camp and formulate a new strategy.
You can change your weapons and armor here. Make sure you're always prepped and ready for what comes next.
For the final strike, our hunter has traded the great sword for a heavy bowgun. In Monster Hunter World, you craft weapons and armor from materials gathered from your fallen prey, serving a grisly reminder of past battles, whilst giving you attributes related to that monster. Here we can see the fearsome Anjanath armor. Since the hunter was already in combat with the Anjanath, finding it again is very easy thanks to the help from the Scoutfly, who have already locked to its scent.
The heavy bowgun is a high-powered ranged weapon. It does a lot of damage and lets you use more powerful ammo. Dodge their attacks. Don't want to take hits like that head on.
While the heavy bowgun lets you attack from a safe distance, its defensive options are much more limited than the greatsword. Since hiding spots are scarce in this area, our hunter will have to use the Giddy Mantle to conceal himself for a moment.
Okay, now's your chance. Hurry up before you...
Well, that didn't work so well. With the effect of the Giddy Mantle now gone, our only option is to run and create some distance. But thankfully, this map's verticality gives us a quick way out.
Meaning you won't be able to move.
Utilizing the roaming giant Vigor Wasp, the hunter is able to get the health recovery that he needs.
chance to deal some serious damage.
The rock-steady mantle allows our hunter to keep a steady hand whilst firing at the monster. With the ability to now shrug off ferocious attacks, it's time for the hunter to unleash some payback with a powerful wyvern ammo. And there it is! Quest complete and a job well done.
All right, you completed the quest. Congrats!
Now we can harvest precious materials from the monsters and use those to gear up for our next challenge. Monster Hunter World is coming to PlayStation 4 early 2018, with a PC version coming at a later date. Make sure to follow the Monster Hunter channel on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date with all things Monster Hunter World. Also, be sure to head down to Gamescom, where Monster Hunter World will be playable for the first time worldwide.